Hello. I wanted to do a quick dialogue quotation mark review with you, and then I'm going to give you a second chance to go back and look at your assignment from today. I feel like maybe I didn't do a good enough job explaining, so I wanted to try again for you. So, we're going to take a look at a couple sentences. First, let's go over some topics. Remember that dialogue goes inside quotation marks. Kind of like when you're talking, if you put a pair on one side and a pair on the other side, your words are in between. So it's the same way in writing. What someone says goes inside the dialogue. Also, dialogue always starts with a capital letter. So let's take a look. I'm going to write a short little sentence and then we're going to go through it together. All right, so here's my sentence. It says, Harry asked, "Can you show me how to fly?" So we have to ask ourselves, what is being said? Well, is what being said Harry asked? Or we say, what did Harry ask? Well, he asked, "Can you show me how to fly?" So that's what he's saying. That's what he's asking. So that's what goes in quotation marks. And remember, they always come in pairs. So you need two, one at the beginning and one at the end. So now we know, okay, that's what he asked. So it goes inside quotation marks. We need a comma here. Remember that comma signals that, oh, someone's talking, it's coming. Then we also need a capital letter on can. It's kind of like the start of a new sentence. Can you show me how to fly? Well, he's asking, what type of end punctuation would I need? You're right, we need a question mark, and I erased those quotes because my end punctuation needs to go inside the question or inside the quotation marks. So now I'm all done. Capital letter at the beginning of the sentence. Harry asked, comma, quotation marks, capital letter. Can you show me how to fly? Question mark, quotes. Well, then I need a response. So I'm going to write a response. So here's my response. Of course I can, said Ron. Well, we have to think. Okay. Well, what is Ron saying? Is Ron saying out loud, said Ron? No, he's saying, of course I can. So that's the dialogue. That's what has to be in quotes. So I'm going to add my quotes. What is being said is going inside. Very good. And remember, at the beginning of quotes, we need a capital letter. So I'm going to make this capital O. Of course I can. Now, if you notice something that's different is in this sentence, the tag or who's speaking is at the beginning. Harry asked. So when it's at the beginning, we put Harry asked, comma. But if we look at this sentence, the tag is at the end, said Ron. It's at the end. So when it's the end of our sentence, we put a comma here. Put a comma there. And then we say, said Ron, period. That's the only time we put a comma here. When the tag is at the end. If we're asking a question, we could put a question mark here. If we're exclaiming something, we could put an exclamation point here. So it could look a little bit different. We could say, of course I can. Exclaimed Ron. So now he's exclaiming something, so I put an exclamation point here. I can put an exclamation point here, I can put a question mark here, or I can put a comma. I cannot put a period. If you think, oh, of course I can, said Ron, he's just saying it, simply saying it, then you would just put a comma, and then we would say, said Ron. All right, I'm going to do 2 more examples. I hope this is helping, and I want you to make sure you watch it again and again so that you are understanding. And so now you're going to get a chance to go back and look at your work that you did today and fix it. Some of you got it, some of you didn't. Just remember that dialogue is the word someone is speaking. So I'm talking right now, I'm putting words out of my mouth. It goes inside quotation marks. What someone is saying goes inside. So let's do another example. Uh-oh, the baby must be in trouble. I don't know if you can hear her crying. All right, here it is. Hermione asked, "What are you doing?" So our tag, who's talking, is at the beginning. It's kind of like a present. You have to have a tag to know who it's from. Here we have a tag to know who's talking. So Hermione asked. Remember, when our tag is at the beginning, we put a comma here. It's like saying, pause, I have to say something. I put my quotes. I put a capital W because it always starts with that capital letter inside a quote. What are you doing? Imagine a British accent. Quotes to close it. Remember, they always come in pairs. And she's asking. So what type of end punctuation would I need? Right? I would need a question mark. And that question mark goes inside the quotation marks. Hermione asked, comma, quotes, capital W, what are you doing? Question mark, quotes. Well, we need an answer. All right. This time it says, Harry is learning to fly, yelled Ron. Okay, this time we have our tag at the end. Remember, the tag tells us who's talking. Well, Ron is talking. So now what is Ron saying, or what is he yelling? What did Ron yell? Harry is learning to fly. So that's what has to be inside our quotes. That's the dialogue. Okay. We always start our quotes with a capital letter. Harry is learning to fly, yelled Ron. So we have 2 choices. We could either say, comma, not that exciting because we never put a period, comma, yelled Ron, period. Always need end punctuation. Or we could say, Harry's learning to fly, exclamation point, yelled Ron. So we have quotes around what is being said. Our end punctuation when the tag is at the end goes inside the quotes. We never can put a period here. So if you think, oh, Harry's learning to fly, yelled Ron, we wouldn't put a period, we would put a comma. But if he's yelling it, we might need an exclamation point. There. So I want you to go back and after watching this video and fix Tuesday's assignment if you need to, or at least take a look at it and see how you did.